Okay, Sharon, thank you so much for jumping on and having a little conversation about your practitioner, your NLP practitioner. So, I would love for you to tell our community a little bit about it. So, this is for, people who have done the diploma already, who are possibly thinking about coming on to the practitioner. So, I'd love to know what made your decision really from doing the diploma to then go on to the practitioner. I'd love for you to tell us a little bit about, your practitioner experience so far, because you've done 2 weekends so far, haven't you? You've
Yeah.
done strategies and you've done the language models of NLP. And I'd love for you to, tell us a little bit about how you're using it personally and professionally. So let's start with kind of what made your decision from the diploma to then go on to the practitioner. Tell us a bit about that.
I think it was such an easy decision. I didn't even think twice about it because once you've been on the diploma, and I've wanted to learn NLP and do the diploma for such a long time, but then different sort of things came up, like there were finally it was COVID, wasn't it, at one
Yeah, it
point, and
was
then
when
it
we
was
met.
it was
Yeah.
such a long time that I wanted to do the NLP. And then when I finally did it last year, it just blew my mind, and I just thought I need to learn more.
I love that.
So when the practitioner, obviously, you opened that up, I was like, absolutely. And I think you've even opened like the master practitioners, and I'm still like,
I was
yes,
just thinking
I'm
that.
I'm going
Oh,
there. I'm doing it all because
oh,
it
Sharon, that's amazing.
it
Hmm.
just it just makes like when I first was thinking and I was saying to people, I'm going to be doing the NLP diploma and then learning the like the practitioner side. I think you what I always talked about the learning side of it.
Mm,
But what has been absolutely incredible is it's not learning to me anymore. It's
mhm.
learning about myself
I love
and
that.
seeing where I come from and seeing what's coming up for me, seeing what makes me sort of like, being curious so much about
Mm,
what I'm thinking, because and then I know full well that I'll be able to go and help other people
yeah.
make those same sort of like breakthroughs, thinking this is, when you look at the map of the world,
Mhm.
that's incredible. I mean, we've as a family have just gone through a big experience, and I could literally see where my brothers were, and I could just say, like, that's their map of the world. It's fine. And I could be compassionate to them and to myself,
Oh, I love
and just focus on what I needed to focus on. Years and years ago, I'd have had a lot of headspace about it, thinking it's me, it's how I am, it's how people perceive me. But it was none of that. It was like, that's their map of the world. That's how they are. That's fine. And I could really understand it and
that.
go, right, okay, that's fine.
I love
So
that.
it really helped me, really, really helped.
That's fabulous, Sharon. And you said some really, really kind of golden nuggets there around being able to understand other people better, understand yourself better. And I know
Mm.
from the diploma you had some huge breakthroughs around that, around
Yeah.
understanding. Because I know, obviously, like you've just said, you've had a significant life experience and you've been really navigating that, in
Mhm.
such compassion for yourself. I've really seen that as well, Sharon, with because I've known you a few years. So we met
Yeah.
back in COVID when you did one of my online
Yeah.
programs. Uh,
Mhm.
one of my online programs specifically for women. And then you'd always said at some point you wanted to do the NLP. So it's just such a delight to have you. And I think you said another thing there as well around the practitioner. And, people come on the practitioner often thinking about NLP for
Mhm.
others, coaching, leading, therapy, education. Like I was an educator. And what you've just said there is, which what I love, and everybody who comes on it says, it's also that extra layer of personal transformation
Yeah.
that you go on.
Absolutely.
And because it's about applying to self first. So I love
Yeah.
that you kind of highlighted that you said, it's your own breakthroughs and your own
Mhm.
personal transformation because it's another personal development journey, as well as learning how to use NLP with others. So tell us a little
Yeah.
bit about that because you're as well doing a coaching qualification, aren't you? So
Yeah.
you're
I'm
one.
doing yes, it was something that came last year,
Mhm.
just on the online world. I was obviously you meet so many businesses, don't you? And it was just something that led on to doing coaching. And I thought, oh, that's really something that I'd like to do. But at the time, I was a bit like, oh, is it something that I can do? Or is it, and you sort of have that.
Mm,
sort of like discussion. And anyway, I signed up for it, and I've been doing this since September. But
amazing.
the NLP just enables you to dig that little bit deeper. It just gives you an extra level,
Yeah.
and it's just it. I just think it just blows my mind when I look at it, and I look at thinking, yeah, I'm learning about the coaching, but I can also apply other things
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
you learn through the NLP that you don't necessarily learn, but you can sort of see how it is really beneficial to
Yeah.
have that modality as well. It's really, and it just gives you that understanding. Like I was talking, somebody was doing I think they were doing a coaching session, and I was just watching. And when we'd had the strategy weekend, you
Hmm.
could really see where the coach was
Amazing.
leading the person, going, right, what's your morning strategy? Obviously not in those words, but you could really see. And
Yeah.
I could apply it then. I thought, yes, I get it. That's
Love
why.
that.
And it was so enlightening. I thought, yeah, I can really see that I'm
Mm.
going to be using this.
And what a great tool to have to enhance that coaching. Because my belief as an NLP trainer and having worked with hundreds of coaches is that NLP really is the difference that makes a difference in elevating your
Yeah.
coaching transformations that your clients get. Because, like you've just said there, you can hear language in a different way.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean, you've done 2 out of the 5 weekends of the
Yeah. Yeah.
already, Sharon. You're saying listening closely to the strategies that people are running, and hearing how that works for them. And
Yeah.
as an NLP practitioner, you can then help them to elicit that strategy and refine it and develop it and make it even better. Um,
Yeah. Just one
and
second. Lottie's going absolutely crazy.
oh,
Lottie, come
is
here.
that
Can
your
you
dog?
hear? Can you hear her scratching? Come here. Let me go and get her. It's a sunny day, so she wants
Oh,
to
she's
get
going
out.
mad. What I'll do, Sharon, is I'll just get Kelly to edit that bit.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I'll send it over to Kelly and she can just edit that bit out.
Thank you. Sorry
Um,
about that.
no,
Because
it's all right. Don't worry. No, I didn't. To be honest, I've just left it running and Kelly can just edit that bit
yeah.
out. So it's absolutely fine. So I think what I'll just ask you now is just to finish it off then. So I'll just what else can I ask you? So you've talked about the diploma, you've talked about the practitioner, you've talked about your coaching. So what I'll just ask you now is if there's kind of one specific thing that you want to say to somebody who's thinking about the practitioner,
Mhm.
kind of what would that be? So is that all right if I ask you that and then we'll take it from there? Have you got something that you
But
could say?
um,
So what's kind of what would be your thing that you would say to somebody about, thinking about doing the practitioner
I think it's been mainly just about the huge things that it's given me and the opportunity it's
for
given
the
me.
personal transformation?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
so.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll ask you that and then we'll okay, Kelly, we're going in. Um, okay, Sharon, thank you so much for chatting. So just to finish off then, thinking about, the people who have currently done the diploma and are thinking about the practitioner, what would you say to them about it? That I suppose that's been your biggest transformation with it for you personally, because I feel really
Mm.
passionate about that, about the NLP practitioner and the personal breakthroughs that people have. So, what would you say for that, for your own personal breakthroughs?
I do absolutely agree that the what it gives you personally is just something that you can't. I struggle to put it into words because it's just
Yeah,
so like mind blowing.
yeah,
So for me as well, it's been like for the relationships, for the relationships with the children.
yeah.
It's been like we've got two autistic children, and Theo's going through such a sort of like a tough time. And when we did the language last weekend, it that opened up again another avenue, and I thought, oh, I can like here, and it goes back to that language and
Mm,
speaking to different people, hearing that what's actually going on
yeah,
underneath. And I
yeah,
think it's such a massive thing when you do it and you use it on yourself,
mm,
and then you can use it on you sort of like to help other people, and that's absolutely my one of my biggest values is
yeah,
helping people.
absolutely.
And I run a mum's group, so and in that, I'm always looking at mindfulness and self-care. And I know, and a lot of my mums have children with autism, and it's slightly, there's so many challenges that you go through. And I know something like this would really help,
Oh,
because sometimes it's the things that's coming up for, half the things that Theo comes up with, I'm like checking in on myself, thinking, oh, that's interesting. Why has that come up for me? And then you're just able to um, be a lot more compassionate with them.
yeah.
So it's just been such a huge. I just can't wait. I'm doing it all. I'm doing master practitioners. I'm doing MBIT. I'm doing.
Oh, Sharon, I have to say that I am so delighted that you're in our community. You're such a joy to train, to teach, to have in the room, and to bring, your own skills and capabilities and passions as well. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I'll see you really soon.
See you later. Bye, everyone.